Okay, viewers, this is Dr. James, Dr. James VONDUTCH speaking, and it's Saturday, 2nd of May, 2026, and right now I'm on Gospel Street and I'm heading towards Fairfax Street, and I am a social media content creator for over 5 years now on multiple platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And I'm also a British citizen and resident of Coventry City in the West Midlands area of England, UK, on the 52nd parallel north latitude. And interestingly, on my way up here, I just met someone at the university there, and someone on a bike who actually approached me, and his name was Johnson, a local lad, on his bike, and he said he's recognised me on YouTube. So I've got to put the word out. Obviously, I am recognised. I am kind of a high-profile figure, but sadly, obviously, people don't normally approach me because they know that I haven't actually made any money out of it. Payments are lacking, kind of. So the financial credibility side of things ain't there. So at the moment, people are kind of reluctant. But I do get the muttering, obviously, when I am around. People do mention my name, Dr. James Wand or Dr. James Wondutch or just Dr. James. So I do hear that, and they are usually referring to me via some of my videos that I put up usually. He mentioned the one about the pizza place. Obviously, that must be the Pizza Hut. So you might have seen that video, because when you put Coventry up, it does actually show up some of those videos. There might be down to my location, obviously, the videos that are showing up. If you don't want to search under a name, maybe you could just put the city in, Coventry City, and it should come up. Some of my videos should come up in the search menu, either on YouTube or other social media platforms. But I don't always put my location details, because obviously I am out and about, and then even in different parts, like London, for instance, my #1 audience statistics location. Consistently, of course, they've been #1. So that's all the more reason for me to visit London. It isn't a cheap option, obviously, but I don't have my car these days either. And I did mention that to that guy, and so he's aware of the situation, obviously, that I'm not getting really paid by anyone. Some YouTubers are paid. People do kind of crazy or confrontational things on the YouTube and social media platforms. They sometimes are kind of on the edge of things anyway, when they are kind of very controversial, and on that basis they're kind of popular. So they do get quite a bit of financing support there. That's why I obviously lack the credibility there. Payments. I mentioned to him, I mean, obviously last year I got about £5. That was about it, really. That was last year. But on that same day, my phone went defective. It just stopped working, my Nokia phone. So that was more of a loss, obviously, my phone. So it might be the case that although I was paid, obviously, I did get bad luck, and the damage to my phone rendered it useless, and it wasn't really worth repairing either. It would have been too costly. So I've had to get a new phone, obviously, since that £5 didn't help much. But that's about it from last year. But I might have had some previous years as well. Sometimes when people ask me to do requests, announce their birthday or something. But that was a couple of years ago. I don't do those things anymore. But I am a social media personality, kind of well known, obviously. not only in the local area, people are muttering my name. It's just high profile without the financial credibility. That's the way of putting it out. I do kind of stick out like a sore thumb, but not for advantageous reasons. That's the thing I've got to mention. I think people are aware of that, but sometimes they might just approach me and obviously they've heard about me. If they're talking about me, muttering about me, that sort of thing. So it is all about ratings, of course, in this line of work. Not only being seen, you might need to be a bit of an attention seeker. And some people are natural, obviously, attention seekers. Okay, I'm on Fairfax Street right now. I'm heading towards Trinity Street and maybe the Sainsbury's, etc. So I might do some shopping maybe. The co-op's here as well, the co-op store. If you can see that, that's the co-op there. There's also Greg's there. So that was encouraging anyway, that obviously people do know me, they have seen me, even in the local area. Although London has come up as #1, and Australians as well, they're quite popular on my cities, audience statistics. Cities like Melbourne, Sydney, and even Perth was appearing on the audience statistics list. That's Western Australia, Perth. So that's how far my viewers are. And of course, in terms of countries, United States of America, as well as Australia and Canada. And I've got to mention this to my viewers, that since the 5 years I've been making, over 5 years I've been doing social media, making videos and things, I have actually ended up in poverty and my wealth has actually declined rather than go up, escalate. Rather than become wealthier, I've become on the opposite, poorer, and I've lost my council house home. Obviously everyone's aware of that. Back in 26th of April 2023, that was taken off me, literally snatched off me by the Coventry County Court orders on behalf of Citizen Housing Group, the landlords in Birmingham, and I am a British citizen, by the way. And that's checkable on my passport if people don't believe me. And also my car, I lost my car last year, 2025. In May 2025, a year ago, I lost my car because it failed MOT and I couldn't afford to get the faults fixed. So I had to sadly depart with it by selling it for scrap. That was the only option I had, obviously. And I haven't had a car ever since. I've just been using public transport. I think my viewers are aware of that. And also the other sad news was I lost my mother last year. She died sadly at the age of 81 at a captive care home. That was the Harper Fields Care Home in Balsall Common in the Solihull district, about 7 miles from the BHX airport. So she died there, and they never sent her back home. If they had sent her back home early enough, then none of this homelessness would have arisen. And the other option was obviously put me as a successor on the tenancy agreement, and they never did that either. They just allowed rent arrears to build up and then build a case against me to evict me via court orders. So that's how they did it. And I did sleep rough in my car for plus 13 months. And I'm coming up to the spot where I used to park my car, near the Britannia Hotel on Fairfax Street. Most of the time I was here, and this is where I was actually spotted or discovered or found, or vond in Dutch, they say. It means found. And I was eventually found by the JCT homeless outreach workers, and my car was parked literally over there, next to the Britannia Hotel, and they filmed me as well, made a film with my consent. It was a Romanian guy by the name of Aurelian, and 2, 3 local women who discovered me or found me there sleeping rough. They directed me towards the JCT Centre on Lamb Street, and then from there I was offered a 3-night stay at Salvation Army Hostel, the Life Centre, and then after that 3-night stay at the hostel or the Life Centre on Harnell Lane, I was offered supported housing, a room to myself in a shared house, and I've been in supported housing ever since. And it is coming up to 2 years now since I've been in supported housing, almost 2 years. It was actually towards the end of May when I was discovered or found, and it wasn't actually straight away. Obviously, like I said, 13 months in the car, and about a month or 2 before the general election, which was on 4th of July 2024. So I got that place. It might have been political timing, and obviously they miscalculated if it was the Conservative government. They shouldn't have allowed me to stay that long, 13 months in a car. They should have offered me something a lot sooner. And that's also a failure of Coventry Home Finder. Even though I was on raised band 2 priority, which lasts for up to 56 days when anyone's rendered homeless and I've got no other place of abode to go to. And that's what I was. Obviously, I qualified for that and I never got anywhere, even with that raised band priority on the Coventry Home Finder system. Not even a bed sit or something. It was terrible. So I had to resort to sleeping rough in my car. But anyway, people do recognise me. They do know me. So that's for certain. And but I am an international figure, obviously, World Wide Web. So like I said, my videos go out throughout the world and on the internet, international personality, as well as local personality, local civilian personality. So like I said, those places are Australia, USA, Canada, and UK. I need to mention something. Whilst I'm here at the Istanbul barbers, that's Turkish barbers here on Fairfax. I need to mention that you might have noticed that my Bollywood music videos, short videos, the background music from Bollywood movies has been removed. I've personally removed them because obviously I don't want to be put on the bottom of the pile of 1 billion+ people, and I don't really have their identity. I'm not really one of their citizens. I'm a British citizen, so I need to be talking from this end, where my actual identity is, and treated with serious priority. I can't really be, putting on those songs and non-English songs as well, obviously, the Bollywood songs, and I can't obviously get any credit for that. And it's proven that obviously because I didn't get anywhere, and maybe that's what's confusing people there. I need to get my identity clear, so people aren't confusing me with different groups. Even though I listen to those music, different types of music, I listen to all sorts of music, and so I do have kind of videos. I'm going insane right now making this video. So I'm going to cut this video short. It's getting a bit long-winded. It's almost 15 minutes. So I just need to say I've moved the Bollywood songs because I wasn't getting anywhere, and there might be a confusion there into my identity. Obviously, I don't want to be confused for those type of people when I'm not those, and I wouldn't obviously get favoritism or anything for putting those songs up. And that's obviously imitating or copying them, and I wouldn't be placed at the top of the list. I'll be placed on the bottom because obviously I'm not their national, am I? People from Bollywood or whatever that area, I'm not one of their nationals, so my identity is over here in the UK, in Coventry, by birth as well, and obviously my nearest one is Netherlands, of course. They're more closer to me as well, so that's where my adult history starts, incidentally, and that's why I'm a VONDUTCH, or sometimes known as Von Amsterdam. So on that basis, on my adult history, just consider it that way. So obviously, it's got to be kind of appropriate. I can't put up those songs there. It's misleading. I've got to mention that. And my viewers might be getting the wrong image, the wrong misconception, or the perception that I'm something else when I'm not that. An amateur trying to imitate or something, someone else, from a different kind of showboat. It doesn't really suit my purpose, and obviously, it's proven financially that I didn't gain out of it putting those songs up. But I do have other songs, of course. And obviously, Dua Lipa, she's a British citizen, born in London. I've got some of hers, British citizen like me, and also some others, American ones as well. Christina, Gorilla, and others. So I have put up other artists, singers and artists, but I'm going to stick to the ones in Western Europe and the USA kind of area. Western Europe, that will cover Netherlands as well, although it's east of Britain. Also on the 52nd parallel route, that's Amsterdam. So that's about it. I'll end this video now. You've been listening to Dr. James VONDUTCH, and I'm in the Sainsbury's on Trinity Road in Coventry City Centre, and today's date is 2nd of May 2026, and it's a Saturday. Keep up the sport and send any money you want. That's about it. That's all I can say.